One of the four chief organizers for the massive women's march that took place on Saturday is a, quote, Palestinian-American Muslim racial justice and civil rights activist named Linda Sarsour. Sarsour, who also served as a Democratic National Convention delegate, was honored by President Obama's administration as a champion of change. Fittingly, she also posed in Chicago with an alleged Hamas financier. Fitting because Barack Obama used to give speeches in honor of Palestinian terror mouthpiece Rashid Khalidi. So, what exactly drove Sarsour's ire during the Women's March? Here's a clue from 2014. Quote, 10 weeks of paid maternity leave in Saudi Arabia. Yes, paid. And you're worrying about women driving. Puts us to shame. If you wonder why hundreds of thousands of women declared themselves brave for marching in favor of taxpayer-funded condoms while doing nothing for women abroad who live in abysmal circumstances, this would be it, a complete lack of perspective. Maybe one reason Saudi Arabia is happy to pay for maternity leave is because they bribe their citizens not to rebel against the autocratic regime through massive welfare payments. Maybe another reason is because the government wants to encourage women to stay home rather than working. In Saudi Arabia, as The Week reports, women can't get a passport without the permission of a husband, father, or other male guardian. Most women can't drive. Women are prevented from wearing attractive clothing. Go to public areas. If you go to those areas that are non-segregated, they won't let you if you're a woman, or even try on clothes at stores. This is just another piece of evidence that a government big enough to give you goodies is big enough to take away your rights. And it turns out that people who think Saudi Arabia's maternity policies, rather than their restrictions on female driving, probably shouldn't be a guide to female freedom in the United States. But the left would prefer never to focus on such matters, since that would obligate them to favor Westernism rather than multiculturalism abroad as well as at home. So much for the Women's March. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show. So many things to get to today. I am so excited about all of it. First, the left had a very strong reaction to Donald Trump being sworn in on Friday, and it was all available in this little nutshell video. I think this embodied the primal fear of so many folks on the left, the outrage, and also I couldn't stop laughing at this for several days. This is, just watch.
Coverage of the presidential inauguration from NPR News, and you can hear the 21-gun salute in the background. Another signal that for all of that resistance, for all of that opposition, Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President
Darth Vader, no, from this lady. It's spectacular. So she waits until Trump gets inaugurated, and then the no screaming to the sky. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to win people over. It's not like I'm sure that she just defeated Trump. Trump isn't going to be president anymore because this crazy lady, is that a dude or a lady? I assume that's a lady, is screaming to the sky about Donald Trump. So all of that is spectacular. Okay, so before we jump into the substance of the day, and there's so much to get to, we have to say thank you to our sponsors over at Blue Apron. So several years ago, my wife said to me, you know what the most annoying thing about cooking is? The shopping. The most annoying thing is the shopping, picking the recipe and then having to go out and shop and figure out what sort of portions to get and where to get the best ingredients. Blue Apron solves all of that, and they solve the recipe problem too. So what they do is they allow you to pick from a list of recipes, and then they send you the ingredients, these fresh ingredients from the recipes for less than $10 per person per meal. They deliver seasonal recipes along with those pre-portioned ingredients to make those great home-cooked meals. And also, each meal comes with that step-by-step recipe. It takes 40 minutes or less to prepare all of their recipes. Everything is super fresh. They guarantee that all of their ingredients are ready to cook, or they will make it right for you. A lot of my friends have tried Blue Apron. They say that it's truly delicious. A lot of folks at the office are big fans of Blue Apron. In LA, pretty much everybody uses Blue Apron. It's become a very big thing in Los Angeles. Go to blueapron.com/Shapiro right now, and you get a discount. You get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. First 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Shapiro. You will love how good it feels and how good it tastes. I promise. As I say, I know a lot of people who use Blue Apron, and they really do enjoy it. They love it. It's not expensive. It is very, very fresh stuff. And again, those first 3 meals you get free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Shapiro. The meal cooked to order, but you're the one who actually makes it, and the ingredients come fresh, so it doesn't feel all gross like it's from a restaurant. Okay, so much to talk about here. Let's begin with the anti-Trump protests and the Women's March. So the left can't deal with the fact that Trump was sworn in on Friday, and we'll get to Trump's inaugural speech in a second, because as always, we like to be intellectually honest here at the Ben Shapiro Show. It's something that we actually care about, so we're going to tell you the truth, not a bunch of crap that you want to hear, because if we did that, then we might have double the ratings, but we'd also have half the moral value. So what we're interested in here at the Ben Shapiro Show is actually telling you the truth about what's happening in politics and in culture. But first we begin with this truth. The left does not know how to deal with Donald Trump. So at the inauguration, there are a bunch of people who go nuts and they start burning trash cans and they set a limo on fire. You can see this tape of this limo on fire, this picture of this limo on fire. There are rumors going around for a while it was Jesse Jackson's limo. That turned out not to be true. It would have been beautifully ironic if the protesters burned Jesse Jackson's limo in protest of Trump, but that turned out, I guess, not to have been true. So they set this limo on fire, and look at how many members of the media there are. Right? And they're just itching to create this perception like the world is burning, like everybody's going nuts. The truth is, people are upset, but the world is not burning. Nothing is going nuts. It's all going to be okay. The Republic is pretty durable. We've survived a lot worse than Donald Trump. We've survived a lot better than Donald Trump. The idea that everything is going to go nuts and cars will burn, everyone will die, it's not true. It's a bunch of crap. So the left is burning things, and if they think this is going to win allies, I don't know why they think it's going to win allies, but they did this, and the media covered it up the wazoo. It'd be like one burning car, 200 members of the media. And you would see that there were those burning trash cans. I guess there were 219 total people who were arrested during the inauguration. That's not a huge number of people arrested. It's some people arrested, but the way that the media were playing it, right and left, were that there were these massive riots taking place in Washington, D.C. Not true. It was a pretty minimal number of people who were very upset. Meanwhile, the media really played up this women's march. So the day after the inauguration, all across the land, women left their homes and went out to march in the streets for something that we don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't know why they were marching. They were just out there to signal that they don't like Donald Trump or something. No one knows quite why. What do you want? We don't know. When do you want it? Now. So everybody apparently, it was incumbent on everybody to bring a sign. And they all brought signs. A huge number of these signs were about abortion and also about pussycats for some reason. I assume that the signs about pussycats were not, in fact, about pussycats. They were just about Donald Trump and his comments on the Access Hollywood bus. So some of these signs you'll see, like this one, is just sick, right? It's a bleeding coat hanger that says on it, "Never again." I don't know if these people understand irony at all, but you're using the coat hanger to kill babies, like 1 million babies a year. So I'm not sure whether that's an anti-abortion sign or a pro-abortion sign. If that's a pro-abortion sign, comparing not allowing people to murder babies in the womb to the Holocaust is a weird comparison. That's one I haven't seen before. Also, I love these ones that were produced by NARAL Pro-Choice America, the National Abortion Rights Action League. They don't like to call themselves that anymore because they don't like to use the word abortion. But they produce these pre-made signs that say, "Keep your laws off my," and then it's a picture of a pussycat, right? Okay. A couple of points about this particular attack. People were wearing what they were calling pussy hats, like pussy cats, but hats, okay? And these were supposed to protest Donald Trump because Donald Trump is such a sexist. If you want to drive Americans out of your camp, a quick way to do it is just keep saying things like pussy hats over and over and over, and then talking about female anatomy. A lot of these signs are super obscene. There are a lot of kids who showed up to this thing, and there are a lot of really obscene signs. Like there was... We can look at some more of these. Here's some more of these signs. It says, "We stand up for our human rights, planet, dignity, bodies, diversity, health, social justice, equality, America, women, environment, integrity." It's a lot of things to stand up for. When do you sit down? And these are some of the more innocuous signs. We can see another picture of the signs. This is the people holding up signs of Trump, just saying nope, and we're watching. But these are the not obscene signs. Some of the really obscene signs had full pictures of vaginas. Like there's one that said "read my lips," but the L in lips for some reason was just a giant vagina. And then there was another one that said "the patriarchy can suck my bleep," right? And if this is supposed to make people feel bad about Donald Trump, I'm confused. Half of the reason that the Trump tape was offensive is because of the casual way that he was addressing the female anatomy. If you just keep shouting the word pussycat without the cat over and over and over, all that's going to happen is you desensitize people to the idea that it's kind of offensive to use that word publicly. All you end up doing is just, your vulgarity is making Trump's vulgarity more acceptable, not less acceptable. But people in this Women's March don't understand that or don't care. The Women's March didn't accomplish anything other than to make people feel solidified, I guess, in their opposition to Trump. Apparently, Nate Silver did something I thought that was interesting. He looked at how many people actually marched in various areas of the country. And what he found was 80% of all the people marching were marching in areas Hillary won. So it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. It wasn't like there's some big upswell in Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. All the people who showed up were in Washington, D.C. and in Los Angeles. Okay, so the Women's March happens, and the media make a huge deal out of it. It's the biggest deal that ever happened. The March for Life is happening this week. They will immediately ignore it. The March for Life will have twice as many people in D.C. alone as this march had across the country. It won't matter. They'll proclaim that it didn't even happen. They'll cover it on page A12 of the New York Times. That is actually media bias. And we'll get to the media bias in a second. First, we have to point out also that the celebrities got involved in this women's march. Madonna said that she went to the women's march, and then she said she wanted to blow up the White House, which is acceptable language if you are a crazy old kook that has more Botox in her than Nancy Pelosi's entire warehouse of Botox that exists in San Francisco. Shh, it's a secret. But Madonna goes up there, and here's what she has to say about the White House.
Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am outraged. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Well, hold on. If Ted Nugent said that with Obama there, how fast do you think Secret Service would be there? Pretty damn quickly, right? I mean, come on. But Madonna can say it, and I guess people just assume the Botox has infused her brain, and so she can't actually think anymore. That's pretty amazing stuff. Ashley Judd, who you remember was supposed to run for Senate in Kentucky, she hasn't made a movie since like 1932, I think. She hasn't made a good movie since 1918, like The Invention of the Motion Picture. Ashley Judd was in it. Was she ever in a good movie? I'm not sure she was ever in a good movie, but she used to be a decent actress and very pretty. Now she is just Ashley Judd. So here's Ashley Judd talking about Donald Trump.
I am not as nasty as a swastika painted on a pride flag. And I didn't know devils could be resurrected, but I feel Hitler in these streets. A mustache traded for a toupee. Nazis renamed the cabinet electroconversion therapy, the new gas chamber, shaming the gay out of America, turning rainbows into suicide notes. I am not as nasty as racism, fraud, conflict of interest, homophobia, sexual assault, transphobia, white supremacy.
You can stop her there because she's crazy and we're running out of time. So Ashley Judd says that the toupee is the new Hitler mustache, which is interesting. She also says, she compares the gas chambers to electroconversion therapy. This is a myth that they've been purveying about Mike Pence. It's not true. The idea that he's in support of electrocuting gay kids. But she's saying all this stuff. And again, if they think that this is somehow going to win them converts, I don't know who the hell they're talking to. Who are they talking to? Does Shia LaBeouf think he's winning converts to the anti-Trump cause with behavior like this? Here's Shia LaBeouf, fresh off being dragged out of a Broadway show because he's totally insane, screaming at this person. This is his best performance since at least Transformers 2. Here is Shia LaBeouf.
The existence of the white people on He will not divide us! He will not divide us! He will not divide us! Oh, you're not divide us! He will not divide us!
He's going to bite out his jugular and just the actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf having a good time over here. So, yes, I can't imagine that Americans are not paying attention to I can't imagine that Americans are ignoring all of this stuff. They're paying attention and they're going, if this is how the left responds, I thought that Trump was supposed to be crazy, right? Trump was supposed to be the nutcase. Yeah, you're making it real difficult for Americans to turn away from Trump when you act like this, gang. Okay, we have to say thank you to another advertiser, and then we'll get to Trump's inaugural, which I want to talk about in an honest way. As I say, honesty above all else. So if you are in dire need of casual wear, if you like sweatpants or sweatshirts or underwear or just great socks, all of this, you can get it at MacWeldon.com. So, MacWeldon.com, they believe in smart design and premium fabrics and simple shopping. They are the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, sweatpants that you'll ever wear. I own a bunch of their gear, and it is super comfortable. In fact, I threw out all of my other underwear. I only wear Mack Weldon underwear now because it is, in fact, the most comfortable underwear that I can wear upon me. It is spectacular. They also have a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means that if you are wearing a sweatshirt, you're going to stink less, which is great. MackWeldon.com is where you go to get their gear. It is top of the line. As soon as I get home, I don't just wear these I don't wear these snazzy outfits at home. I actually get into casual wear, so I spend a lot of my time in Mack Weldon wear. And Mack Weldon, there's a reason for that. It's super comfortable, and it is classy looking. MackWeldon.com, you get 20% off your order if you use promo code Shapiro. Promo code Shapiro, MackWeldon.com, M-A-C-K, Weldon.com, and get 20% off when you use that promo code Shapiro. Again, top-of-the-line fabrics, top-notch clothing. Okay, so we'll jump into the Trump inaugural and then we'll sign off. But first I want to give a quick note on the Trump inaugural address to folks who have been waiting. So it makes me sad we didn't have Friday shows yet, that I couldn't respond immediately to the Trump inaugural. But of course, the biggest takeaway was the fact that Donald Trump actually channeled Bane from Batman in the middle of this speech. This is the actual mashup.
And giving it back to you, the people.
And we give it back to you, the people.
It actually is a direct quote, which is amazing. But here's the thing. This is obviously facetious. Trump is not Bane. But the sort of populism that Trump was espousing, this nationalist populism, has nothing to do with conservatism. And we're going to have to break on Facebook and on YouTube. But you can go over to dailywire.com to see why. We'll go through his entire inaugural. Then we'll get to Sean Spicer. We're going to do all of it in a very short period of time before Andrew Klavan breaks down the door with an axe. So dailywire.com if you want to become a subscriber. Watch the rest. Become part of the mailbag on Thursdays. Make sure that you can watch the rest of my show live. You also get right now a free signed copy of my novel True Allegiance, and more goodies soon to come. dailywire.com, $8 a month. And if you get that annual subscription, you get a free signed copy of my book. Thank you, and join us there right now. Go there, sign up right now, and you can watch the rest over on the most popular conservative podcast in America.